Badness can't park. Badness can't park. Was a great black shark. Mama was a rolling stone. She had to find her own. Things are going on the corner. She a carry things across the border. Brother left her for slaughter. 6 pitney for feed your honor. And everyone in this life has made mistakes. Temptations pushed up in my face. Find it hard not to take a taste. Everyone in this life has made mistakes. Temptations pushed up in my face. Find it hard not to take a taste. And they say you should sell your soul for the fine life. But I say unto thee, don't let them steal your dignity. Don't let them rob you of your life. Wouldn't you rather be here? But we all want to live the fine life. Rockabye, hush, little baby, don't you say a word. Mama's gonna turn those tricks and buy you that mockingbird. Rockabye, hush, little baby, don't you say a word. Mama's gonna turn those tricks and buy you that mockingbird. So don't you say a word. Buy you that mockingbird. Don't you say a word. Buy you that mockingbird. So now what? What happens now that you are no longer here and we are left to miss you? So now what? What happens now that you are gone? So now what? What happens now that you are no longer here and we are left to miss you? So now what? What happens now that you are gone? So now what? What happens now?
Hey ladies, I'm trying to get right. Real dolled up, real fancy. I'ma look like a pinup tonight. Start the night out right, pre-gaming with my ladies if I might. Let me puff on that hookah, let me sip some wine like I'm out of day, pin up with my dress so tight. Tonight I'ma drink my sorrows, tonight I'ma smoke away all my stress. Yeah, me and my girls bout to act the hotness, pop 15 bottles and excuse the hotness. Straight looking cute, all them looking at me, they could get the boo. Noche de mujeres, see I get a clue. Now duck face girls, it's a photo shoot. It's time to warm my body, it's time to work up a sweat. Go on DJ, slow the tempo, cause this party ain't over yet.
Yes, we're feeling right, yes, we're feeling right. Ladies night, get them hands up high, keep them hands up high. Ladies night, popping bottles right, fitting dresses tight. Ladies night, yes, we're feeling right, yes, we're feeling right. Ladies night.
Never say yeah, man, it's just past 2. And I think I'm seeing double, think I lost the shoe. Ended up on the ground, stumbled on my ex for the wall. I was sipping, it was him I was next to. Hit up my girls like, what? It's a dub in this club, about to get some grub. Hop in the cab, yeah, we out to the heights. Finish up the champagne, go grab some bites. Segment Express or some patacón. I could go for medio pollo en el malecón. I don't know about y'all, but I'm in the zone. Feeling like some wine or coffee Patron. Out to the afties and that is young. Have my entourage is already done. Ain't no stressing out the niggas, they no feeling glow. Or you having boy problems? Bathroom, son.
Yes, we're feeling right, yes, we're feeling right. Ladies night, get them hands up high, keep them hands up high. Ladies night, popping bottles right, fitting dresses tight. Ladies night, yes, we're feeling right, yes, we're feeling right. Ladies night.
Next stop, Sin City. We about to see all them biddies. Divvy up these dollar billies, throw it in the air like Diddy. My so pretty. These strippers so ditty. These fellas are frisky. It's the life of New York City. Hell of a night, we gotta do it again. And we ain't gon' stop till it's 6 a.m. Yes, I'm a Barbie, I don't need no Ken. It depends on women, who needs a man? Nah, I'm wildin' out cause I love these guys. But back up, Poppy, it's a female's night. It's a female's night. Back up, Poppy, it's a female's night.
Yes, we're feeling right. Yes, we're feeling right. Ladies night. Get them hands up high. Keep them hands up high. Ladies night. Popping bottles right. Fitting dresses tight. Ladies night. Yes, we're feeling right. Yes, we're feeling right. Ladies night. Are you living or are you existing? Because life is meant for you to be living.
That's right.
I said, are you living or are you existing?
Come on, girls, we gotta have fun.
Because life is meant for you to be living.
That's right. It's Barbie LaVie in the building. And we off this.
Just in case you ain't new, let me get more familiar. Just tryna spread love, you know that hate could kill ya. I'm tryna see what's up, let me make one phone call. You know I got all my digits right, and now I need yours. I can be seconds away from just tasting you, taking you down. You can be waking up naked, just looking around. I can be who you've been waiting for, right in your face all along. And I can be the one you're looking for, or I could be wrong. Yeah. I know you sick of them boys from out the way now. And I know you wanna get away. Let me take you to a place where everything up, everything. Seeing all them boys just like to play now. Baby, I ain't coming here for games. Let me put you on this plane with everything up, but just don't touch my shit.
Let me talk my shit. Oh yeah, my shit.
Yeah.
Little girl, let me talk my shit.
Let me talk my shit.
Baby girl, let me talk my shit. Let me grab mine off like this.
Yeah.
Hey, let me talk my
Let me
shit.
talk my shit. You could be tanning in the south of France or on beaches in Mexico. Bringing this sandwich on top of my hand, your bottom is next to go. Girl, you've been dealing with amateurs, time to get you a professional. I'm cocky, girl, yeah, I know. I love me, I let it show. Fly ain't an issue for ya. You already bought your paper. Whole world I can show ya. Let me be the one to take ya. They better not come a knocking. We be tryna wake the neighbors. Tell them they sleep tomorrow, or they gon' have to wake up. I know you sick of them boys from round the way now. And I know you wanna get away. Let me take you to a place where everything up, everything. Seeing all these boys just like to play now. Baby, I ain't coming here for games. Let me put you on this plane with
HHPOV.
Yeah. Oh, turn me up. Am I okay. We good. Yeah.
There we go.
Thursday evening, welcome.
Yo.
6 to 8, Heroes Headquarters.
We got to start saying 6:15 to 8.
6:15. We gotta start saying 6:15 to 7:50.
7:55.
6:15 to 7:50.
Every other Thursday.
Pick a Thursday and we'll be there. Pick a Thursday, we'll try to be there. You know, welcome to Heroes Headquarters. Yeah, you already know.
Sounds good. Forever good. Be good. Smell good.
It's all
look
good. It's all good.
All that.
It's all good.
HHPOV.
Bravo, Captain. Yo, stay tuned for Sal Good shirts of It's All Good.
It's all good.
It's all
But it's
good.
It's gonna be spelled S, right? A S dash AL and then GUOD. Soul good.
It's all good. Yo, that's dope though.
Soul good.
That's dope. No, I'm
and then it's
yo,
Sal
bro,
good.
bro. You
Like
know,
it?
you know when I'm talking that talk,
Yeah.
I be serious, and I like that. I think that's something
It's marketable?
I think it's marketable. I think it's so. We're not gonna ask Slims, you know.
Bravo!
But thank you. No, I'm thinking we should really put that into production, bro.
Hey, I mean, I'm ready whenever you're ready.
Presented by HHPOV.
Yeah, I would
How
like
you-
the
how- Can we say it again? Say it again.
I would like the HHPOV in the back on
Yeah.
the top neck part
Or maybe on the sleeve.
and on the sleeve and in the back and in the front.
I like that though.
So good.
I like bro. I really like that shit, yo, son.
Yeah.
That shit is really dope. Like
So
it's so
good.
catchy. It's so catchy. For real though. We gon' work on that, man.
One thing, what if everybody starts calling me that when they see me? So good. That's all good.
Oh man.
But just remember, fellas, man, and anybody listening, it's Sal Good. It's just like GOOD. The only reason why I spell it with GUOD is because if you look at it, it's Douglas, which is my government, spelled backwards. It's simple. A lot of people be like, Saul Good, Gould, Gould. They just don't know what to say with that last word. And it's straight good. It's just good.
It's straight good.
Straight good.
It's
Just a little different spelling.
It's straight good.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah. I guess we innovators and creators of just a lot of things.
Naturally.
You know what I'm saying? HHPOV, hip hop point of view. It's all good.
It's all
you
good.
know, okay?
It's all good. Yeah.
That might be the new. Yo, I'm gonna start saying that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start saying that for real.
Hey, go for broke,
That's
man.
100
Go for
right
broke.
there. I'm gonna start saying that. Yeah, man. Some interesting things went down this week. No events. Well, Coach went to an event. You know, she's not here to talk about it, but when she gets
I know
here,
she had the hard eyes over
yeah,
there.
when she gets here,
Omari, that's his name, Omari.
we can hear what she was talking about.
She probably still over there daydreaming. She probably still there.
She probably took the seat with her, ripped the seat out. You know, got the seat with her and everything.
She's probably waiting in front of her TV for Power for July 1st. I can't wait. Oh my God, just looking at the picture of him and her.
Oh,
the selfie that she took.
yeah, that's crazy though. That was dope. That was real dope. It would have been nice if she got some audio from him.
Oh, true.
That'd have been super dope. She did?
Did she? Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, she's probably.
No, I seen like videos, but I didn't hear audio of him. I seen the picture. I didn't. You seen?
What do you
heard
mean? Well,
audio?
him on stage, yes. Yeah,
No,
him
no,
on
I
stage,
mean,
yeah.
I mean when they.
But I
took-
think
when
Bro
she
was
took
talking
the
more like
pic. If
personal.
she took the pic with him, I think that would have been dope. If she got a little audio, that'd have been so fly.
But I mean, all you would have heard was you like, all right, how you want me to pose right here like this, and she would be like,
Hey man, whatever. All she could have said was just point at him, and he'd be like, "Yo, you want me to point at him like this? Yo, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Point at him.
That's it, bro. That's it. Real quick, man.
point at him, ghost.
Yeah. Interesting. I just read that Lil Wayne won his settlement.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, 8 figures. 8-figure settlement and released from Cash Money Records, and will be releasing his is it Carter 5 album on Universal.
Man, that's fly.
I just read it. Yeah, that's dope. And I heard a couple of new tracks from him, so they were sounding just like Weezy.
Now, being that he's been out of the game for a little while, would you think that he's still going to have the same impact as he did in the 2000s and the 2000s?
It's a funny thing that we say that, like we think, but I think he could, not as much, but I think he's going to have a strong impact for the fact is that he's had a lot of influence on this generation of rappers right now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of these rappers, Lil Wayne is their Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? What Jay-Z is to us. You feel what I'm saying? That generation. So I think he'll have a great impact. It'll be dope if he gets a couple of features from, you know, a
From
couple
Baby-
of
from Baby?
guys. Huh?
From Baby?
Nah, I mean, you know, I could see, you know,
Well, I already know that Rick Ross would be one of the features.
yeah. Nah, but like, even though I'm not really a fan too much of the music today, but I know what artists are hitting.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I think I can see him, you know, collabing maybe with Migos,
Yeah, that-
Yachty. You know what I'm saying? I could see those.
6ix9ine?
It'll do more for 6ix9ine than it will do for Wayne.
What? But I mean, 6ix9ine is
Nah, but
kinda
you gotta
like-
understand though. See, that's the thing people is misunderstanding. Yeah, he's hitting.
Yeah.
You know, he's hitting, but on the Wayne status, he's not. Come on, Wayne is gonna do if that feature was to happen, it's benefiting 6ix9ine way more than it's benefiting Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Way more. I don't care how long he could been out the game 10 years.
I would think
His
the reason,
influence is too crazy.
I think the reason why that'll be a small move is because of all the young crowd that 6ix9ine has right now under his
Yeah.
belt.
But
And he collabos with somebody that's been out of the game for a while. I mean, and Wayne collabos
Yeah.
with him that's relevant right now, especially with his young following. That
But-
could probably bring some new fans to his brand.
But you gotta understand though, 6ix9ine is growing right now. He's big, but he's not bigger than Uzi Vert. He's not bigger than Yachty. He's not bigger than those dudes.
He doesn't have a hit or something. But I mean, wait a minute,
he's
I'm
still
bugging.
not-
But he's on the billboards. And
He's
all
on the billboards, but he's not as big because you gotta understand, Vert and Uzi and them dudes are doing festivals and coliseums. You know what I'm saying? 6ix9ine is still not doing that because he's so.
on the come up still.
No, not that. I think he's because of his tactics on social media. A lot of people shy away from having him performing live, you know, on that platform because of
Who he
it-
runs
it-
with,
yeah,
the people that
it'll
he's
cause a disturbance.
Got
You
you.
know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So he's big, but he's kind of shoot himself. You know what we say, shooting himself in the foot.
Mhm.
He's shooting himself in the foot because a lot of his tactics is negative attention, and you know, at the end of the day, bro, as big as hip hop is, still promoters are still don't like having hip hop in the building, unless it's an innocent type of, you know what I'm saying, when it's harmless. You feel what I'm saying? So it's still big, but it's like, nah, we don't want that attention. You feel what I'm saying? Look what happened with Summer Jam. They don't care how big he is, and he's New York. We're not having him perform. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
it makes sense.
it'll do more damage than it would do good. So yeah,
Makes sense.
it's an interesting thing. This music business is I think people still forget that even though it may be the top genre of music today, it's still not welcome in a lot of places.
You know what's crazy? That today, my wife listening to Z100. You know, Z100 is mostly pop,
Yeah.
and out of nowhere, boom, Maroon 5 come on, and then they had a song Maroon 5 featuring
Cardi
B.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, the growth of hip hop. You know what I mean? Is it just going into different genres and still doing what they do,
Yeah.
still being hip hop, still rhyming.
Yeah.
Boom.
Now let me ask you a question.
Yep.
I think, but what I think might be wrong, Do you think it does more good for Cardi or more good for Maroon 5?
I think Cardi.
You see,
Because of the status of
Maroon 5. See, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand is hip hop. It may be the number one top selling genre, but when it comes to like, I don't. What is Maroon 5? What are they considered? They're not considered rock and roll, right?
I think pop. Man, straight
They're
pop.
considered rock and roll.
Nah, pop.
Pop. Okay, like. See, even though you can sell a lot, still something still is more popular because it's like I say, it's more innocent. Like you not. What's the chances of you having a Maroon 5 concert and, you know, something really happening, you know, horrific at that concert? You know, very rare, very rare. So that's why I say like hip hop still needs a lot of the other genres of music. We still need those because they are the gatekeepers. They're the ones that knock at the door and let us in to go to another plateau. You know,
and keep growing
and
the
keep
culture.
growing. So you know what I'm saying, and you know.
Hey, bro, quick change the topic.
Yeah.
Have you heard the Ye album?
Yes.
What you feel about it?
When I first heard it, I was like, but I realized I like it. I like even though Kanye is I don't know, man. Maybe sometimes he might be doing it for attention, or maybe he really is. But even though he's very, I consider Kanye a mad genius. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's a mad genius, really. Like he's doing amazing things for music, but his character and his attitude kind of sways people to look at him like, I don't really know if I, you know.
Well, he did say that he just got diagnosed with some type of mental illness, but
that's a lot of stuff. He should have. That been those that us in the industry know that Kanye been unstable.
See, but I was a little disappointed because word in the industry was that he was in the studio with Black Thought, in the studio with Talib, in the studio with Consequence, and I thought that he was gonna come back with that rawness, you know. Now,
what I'm telling you, what I think Kanye did, right? The album has seven joints on it, right? The album has 7 joints on it, right?
But
Pusha T has 7 joints, right? I think he's making a strategic move in changing music right now. You don't have to drop 15 joints. My album is 7. I'm dropping this album now, and then he has Nas. He produced Nas' album, which is dropping this month. Tiana Taylor, which is dropping this month. And him and Kid Cudi's album, which is supposed to drop tomorrow. So it's I think what he's doing is like, I can control the summer. We got, like, I have a handful of songs we can play the whole summer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not too many joints out here where I kind of lose control. We can control, you know what I'm saying? We can kind of control this sway. We'll drop a video for the Pusher joint now. We'll drop a video for my joint. Then we'll do the Kid Cut. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's an ill way of Kanye has things of when he drops, he controls that moment. He controls that whole moment for like months.
Right.
So I think this is another one of it. He figured it out. He said, this is how I'm going to control this right now to the end of the year.
Well, one more I got to tell you about before we get Marcus up in here. Black Thought. Have you listened to that album that he dropped?
I haven't listened to it yet, but time out.
I'm
going to listen to it because I've been a super Black Thought fan for
Ninth Wonder,
and I always talk about Black Thought. Ninth Wonder is like unbelievable producer. He's unbelievable. You know, I'm not gonna say underrated. I think he keeps himself low key for a reason. But Black Thought, dope dude. And Black Thought actually co-signed an artist that I've been following on IG for 2 years that I've been talking about, and he co-signed this guy. He said it in the interview.
Who?
I Am Pain. I'm gonna tag you with it. He's a dope dude from Philly. Dope dude. Like this
Yeah,
dude.
check him out.
He does a lot of tribute joints, like using classic beats, from previous artists, and he always he kind of does like a whole tribute of like all the let's say he'll do the whole let's just say It Was Written album.
Yeah.
He would do all the beats. You know what I'm saying? Not just a beat. He'll do a whole joint, and that'll be his project. Then he pick another artist. So he's done a lot of dudes, and he's dope.
I gotta check
son.
him out.
He's dope, dope. So yeah, man. Shout out to music. Shout out to artists that are making, music for eternity, man.
Right.
Shout out to that.
All right, let's get Marcus in here. Be Marcus Soler. Realty
Yeah.
NYC.
Yeah,
Where
pick
you
a
want
seat,
right
man.
there, brother.
Pick a seat. Hey, how you doing? Yes, you already know. It's Richard in the building. That's what it is.
That's what it is right here, baby.
I'm riled up, man. I'm riled up here.
Rusty, what
I don't know if you want headphones or you want to pick. You can choose that one right there.
Wait, he
right here?
Yeah, see those reach over there.
Oh, you know what? He can have my headphones.
Nah, I can stay right there if you want.
You sure? Cause you can have mine, man. Here. Now.
Oh, matter of fact, sit over here. Yeah, sit on this side.
Sit over here on this
So let me give him a mic cover. You gotta give him a mic cover. Hold on a
You
second.
gonna sit in there too, or you gonna just? All right, cool.
We're gonna take time out. We gotta fix him up, man. Here, let's fix it up, huh? We gotta fix him up.
I'm trying to get this chicken right now.
Hey.
Yeah, you gotta watch it with the Slims. That mic still pops up. No more. You fix that? Man, that thing used to knock people out. You used to have to wait like 10 minutes for them to wake up. Yeah.
Weapon right there.
They wake
Slims get mad at what you say. You say flow instead of FLO. He hits a button. That thing pops up and hits a.
Yo, Dougie Dub.
Yo, yes, sir.
Yes, I appreciate this, man.
Appreciate you coming,
Up to
brother.
your mic. You good?
Word up, word
Yeah.
up. Kingsbridge.
Yeah.
Let's
Yo,
go.
it's crazy because you was dropping a lean back beat, and he was like, Kingsbridge and what, and it went right on beat, man. I thought we was gonna do a cypher real quick, man. I thought we was gonna drop it down for the BX. You know what I'm saying? What's up?
What up?
We from the Bronx, New York. Yeah.
You already know that's what it is, man.
Let's
we
go.
from the Bronx, New
Yeah.
York. Shit happens, man.
Yeah.
All right, so Marcus, man, tell the people
Yeah.
where you from, what you do, and just talk a little bit about yourself, brother.
Yeah. My name's Marcus Soler. I'm the owner of Solar Realty NYC. Got a partner, my brother, Seneca Solar. We from Kingsbridge, Creston,
Bronx, New
196,
Yes.
Grand Concourse.
Word.
Yes.
Yeah. We originated in Harlem on 140th and Hamilton between Broadway and Amsterdam, and then we took it up top to the Bronx.
Yeah.
Today, man, I just want to kick it with the people, give them the hip hop point of view. Basically, Dougie Doug,
Yeah.
my peoples, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, from old school. Now we a little older, we got the gray hair. I mean,
Yeah.
some of us, you know.
No, we all do. He dyes his joint. He
Yo,
dies.
Doug,
dies.
you tired?
I ain't got time.
Yo,
I ain't got time to dye my
No,
joint. I just let it grow, man.
Yo, let it grow.
I let it grow and then
I'm
I
waiting
cut
for
it.
my joint to get like you, man. The salt and
Yes,
pepper had a
yo.
nice little fade and chill,
Stop
man.
dyeing
Look at
it. Stop
Yeah.
dyeing it.
Yo, Doug, man, I appreciate the invite to the hip hop point of view. Basically,
Yeah.
we came today, man. It's a lot of things going on in Harlem and in Kingsbridge, and basically, we're talking about gentrification. The pros and cons, man.
Well,
Yeah.
today we're gonna get a little selfish and we're gonna talk about the boogie down Bronx, man.
Let's go, Bronx.
Yourself.
We're gonna
All
talk
day
about the
Bronx.
boogie
Yeah.
down Bronx.
Yeah,
Yo.
and first of all, can we get a round of applause because he said owner, owner, not I work for,
That's right.
not that I work for, but I am the owner.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
that's right.
Owning
Appreciate
shit
that.
out here.
Big
That's
ups.
what you got to do. man.
Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah, man, we
Now-
come from the same hood, right?
We come from the same.
Let's talk about
hood.
this, man. We have the Bronx, right? They trying to come out with Soul Bro. Correct.
Yeah,
They already
Sobro.
came out with
So bro is so bro,
It's already
right?
popping.
Now,
It's lit out in Sobro.
Yes.
what kind of advice would you give like people from coming up from where we grew up, man, to try to own spots like that so that when they do come over, it's like we own it.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right. So what happens is, man, there's a lot of investors, there's a lot of developers looking in the Bronx. The Bronx is the only place where in multifamilies there's opportunity and growth. And right now, Brooklyn, Queens, and all the other boroughs is already kind of done, right? You
Right.
can't find a two-family brick brownstone for under 1.2, 1.3
Mil, right?
Millions.
Exactly.
So what's happening is that we got crowd control. Well, we got to do crowd control in the Bronx because it's like we got to watch who we selling to, right?
Yeah.
So right now, you know what I'm seeing is the Bronx to date is the number one in development. I think there's so many millions of dollars that were spent thanks to Ruben Diaz and everybody else over there making it happen on the development side. And that's good. Those are pros of gentrification. We want to beautify the neighborhood. We don't want to see trap houses on every block. We don't want to see things looking crazy. We want to make sure our kids can still walk through the street and not worry about X, Y, and Z. But on some hip hop, you know, hip hop. We grew up in the Bronx, man, and it came out the gutter. And so like, what we trying to teach everybody now is, man, yo, there's hustling and then there's hustling, you know?
Yes.
And basically real estate is the hustle, man. It relates so much to the block. And so it correlates to the point where just like you could use the same systems that you used in the street, that same mentality, now we get a chance to use it in real life, right? And we really trapping now, right? We was on a block hustling, now we selling the block hustling.
Selling the block, right? Trying to own blocks.
That's what it is.
So let's talk about ownership, Doug. You had a question about ownership?
Yeah, well, like I said, for instance, how do we take over before they come in and take over so that we're the owners of our own, you know, where our own environment, our own living, where we came from.
So creating awareness is the first thing, right? We got to know who we're going to sell to. And basically, you need education, right? We need to know what we're worth. We need to know how many people can come on the loan. You could get up to 4 families on the loan to get one property, right?
When you mean
4
property,
people.
a building, you mean, or
a
just
building or multifamily.
Multifamily, right.
So you got a FHA loan, which is the first time buyer's loan. So basically, the bank will finance you 97%. That's one way to get in. Most Latinos, we're the number one buying people right now, but we're the least educated people buying right now. And
How about when it comes to credit? Wouldn't credit be one of the major aspects
Yeah,
of the?
yeah. The thing is that we use banks, right? So banks loan us money based on our credit. And so credit is a major issue as well. But I'm gonna give you guys the trap loophole, right? I'm trying to put people in homes, right? So if you got 25%, you don't need to go through a stated, which means you don't need W-2s, you don't need tax returns, you don't need all of that in your business, right? You got to come up with 25%. But let's do the dishes, right? Because $500,000 is the average home. You get a one-family home right now, Throsneck, maybe even in Kingsbridge, a one-family home for $500,000. So basically, man, you got to qualify for this. How much do you need to make to get the average home, right? Something like that. I mean, you need to be at least 80 to 120, right? You need to make 4 times the income when you rent in apartments. Let's talk about how they kicking us out of apartments, right?
Yeah.
So
And at a rapid pace.
And,
Yeah.
and these prices of
Yeah.
apartments is like, you can even say that those are probably like mortgage prices
they
because
are.
They
Anywhere
are.
else you go besides the city, man, those are mortgage prices, man.
yeah, because here you are spending and making somebody else rich when you could be actually going towards ownership.
Right. And so the idea, you know, the pros and cons of renting, man. And so renting was for a generation of people that crossed over to this country and we didn't own anything. And so we just needed a spot to live, right? But right now we talking how do we get to the next level? We the second and third generation of immigrants and people who are even from here who learning how to buy. So ownership is the way, but you know, we're gonna need to rent. We're going to need to rent until we get to ownership. The only way we're going to get to ownership is if we save money, right?
Right.
We unify. It's called leveraging the block, man. I was talking to you about that later, man.
Well, you know what, Marcus? Let's get right back to that. We got a call on the line. Caller, where you from? What's your name?
What up is E-Father?
Oh, E-Father
doing?
talking over here.
What's
E-Father,
up?
long time,
What's up?
brother.
What's up?
Long
good.
time no speak.
What's going on? What's going on? Y'all got tickets up there? You got tickets?
Nah, don't take us today. Don't take us today. We be talking about property, brother. You got property?
Oh, we talking about property.
Yo,
I ain't
who
got
you
no
know who
property.
wanna sell?
I'm renting right now. But I heard my son talking about, they call me father because I ain't got no son, so everybody else is my son. But I heard son talking about leveraging an immigrant. You know what I'm saying? And I'm renting right now.
You're renting.
So I'm trying to get it together for myself. You know what I mean? But what block we talking about?
Basically, we talking about Kingsbridge right now. We talking about the Bronx in particular, but no spot. What we saying is the average house is 500,000. So basically, eat with no father. Check it out, man. You gotta holler at me, man. Come to the office. Come Instagram, Facebook, Solar Realty
the
NYC. Let's put it together. I don't want to put your business on Front Street on the radio.
So Solar, what's the company? I come by the office. What's the name of the company?
All right, Solar Realty, SOLER RealtyNYC.com.
Oh, Solar for the sun.
Solar
That's
Realty.
what it's called.
Yeah,
You on my
nah,
time.
come
He
on,
follow
sir.
my son, so
Sir.
I'm with that.
Let's do it. Come on, but listen, I'm gonna give you $1,000. You give me any seller. Get on your job, son. Let's get this chicken.
$1,000?
$1,000. You give me somebody who's selling. Selling, not buying. I'm talking about who's selling. Let's make it work.
He wants to sell it. He
Yeah,
doesn't
he
wanna
wanna
buy it.
sell.
Station at? Where we at? Where the station at? I'm on my way. Where the station at?
Security. Let's get the
Wow,
door.
I didn't know. HipHop Point of View, that's what y'all doing in Heroes Headquarters with $1,000?
Yo,
Come
if you
on
call
now,
Hip Hop
I'm in
Point
town.
of View and you need an apartment or a house, yo, check this out. Support Hip Hop Point of View, man. They good people. This is a good platform. Hey, yo, we need to get our voice heard. There's a lot going on right now. Yo, my man Doug is the real deal, man. Kingsbridge forever,
Oh,
man.
my
Yeah.
God. In Kingsbridge, where Kings live, I got a couple of sons. A couple of my
Oh,
sons
my
live
God.
by Kingsbridge. And then I got some grandsons that live by Jerome. So my family's over there. I got Kingsbridge sons. I got grandsons over there. So I'm working. But I got a quick question about renting versus owning. All right? You know what I'm saying? Renting versus owning.
Okay, let me.
How, I'm going to say that one more time. How can most
Sound like Cardi
of
B
our
cousin.
people get to the path to renting if you a first time coming out of college, maybe you coming out your mama crib, or you coming from a situation and you don't want to rent? How do we get to own as quick as possible? Maybe 6 to 12 months. What's a way to own in 6 to 12 months?
All right, good question. I appreciate that question, man. I got a website for y'all, man. Get a pen and paper, man. That was a really good question. Most of us is living check to check. It's hard out here, right? And so check it. They got download free down payment assistant program. www.com free
real.
down payment assistance program. Basically, the government, feds, giving the state money in different organizations. This one particular organization gives you money for your down payment and your closing. So let's talk about how this looks, right? So basically, you got programs like this that are saying if you have at least 5% down, 3 to 5% down, they're willing to give you this money. Yeah, there's some stipulations. You can't sell for 5 years. You know, there's some things like that where they give you penalties. But check this out. Who else going to give you 3 to 10% of money to just because you have money, right? So, for instance,
Absolutely. Not E-Father. E-Father ain't going to give you that money. I tell you that.
You got that $1,000.
I'm on my way.
Yo, hey, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it, man.
No problem. E-Father, I'll holler at y'all. Y'all my family. You know what I mean? Send those tickets over when you get a moment. All right?
Yeah.
I'll holler.
That was E-Father, y'all.
Yo,
Man,
E-Father.
He hilarious. Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, so man, that was a great question that you asked,
Yeah, it
brother.
was.
You definitely touched on that, man. Because
So basically, you know, credit, income is where we at. We're trying to become owners. Right now, people are capitalizing in our community because our community is asleep. Dado mío. I mean, it's time to get up.
yeah,
It's time to get this chicken, right? And things are happening in the Bronx. You go anywhere, east side, west side, north and south, they building stuff.
Yes.
I mean, hip hop, I know you see what's going on. How we going to jump in, right?
Yeah.
We got to sell our chains and our watches and start creating equity, man,
Exactly.
right? It's a lot of chains, it's a lot of watches, it's a lot of Benzes, right?
Yeah.
But ain't nobody owning nothing, right?
Nice.
And so what happens is it's almost like what's going on with Puerto Rico. You know, United States owns Puerto Rico, right? They don't own nothing. I went to Puerto Rico. I've been there the last 6 months, back and forth. Shout out to Pastor Burt and everybody in Bayamon. But check it out, man. If you don't own property, they force you out.
Yes.
Force you out. They buy it up and sell it to your aunt and your cousin and charge you more. And it's business. It ain't racism. Pop. Don't get it twisted. This is about that money, right?
Exactly.
Return on investment. And so there are other people in our neighborhoods looking for a return on investment. And basically, we walking by our blocks, the trap houses, all these burnt down buildings, and we ain't nobody buying it. And why not? When they cheap, and it's us. You know, another point to this whole gentrification thing is like, yo, most of us are not investors and developers. We don't own hedge fund companies, right? So we can't put millions of dollars in the street. But what we could do is work with the developers, work with the people who are gentrifying the neighborhood, and say, listen, man, if you buy a building or you buy my auntie out, can you at least donate some money to a college fund, man, to one of my cousins or one of my nieces in the community, right? Or something like, is there a free education, or give me a job somewhere, right? So it's not only are you gonna make an investment in the community that you don't live in,
You're also helping out.
Yeah.
but you also helping out.
Right.
So we gotta open up a dialogue with these developers and these investors that says, man, we want to welcome you in. At the same time, we gotta do something about the incentives. Right? It gotta be a purpose for this, right? I don't mind you come in my neighborhood and make it nice. I just mind that my aunt and my uncle can't afford it. I just mind that they ain't going to school, right? I just mind that there's no programs and people who are developers and investors, they own property that we could use for little programs, right? Little programs like radio stations, programs like printing companies. Like, we need that space. If y'all buy up the property, we can't do hip hop, we can't do hustle, we can't do it in the culture that we used to, in the context that we understand. And so what's happening is they pushing us out. So what I want to tell everybody today, man, I want you guys to get serious. New York, Connecticut, wherever you at, Jersey, start looking in your neighborhood, right? It's not all about the gold chain and the watch. It's not all about the Benz, even though we like it and we got them. But check it out. I'm trying to tell you something, man. If you sell your watch and your chain, man, you might have a down payment on something, B, and create some equity, man.
Right.
I kind of get personal with this gentrification, John, because sound knows, man. I've been saying it for a second, and when we started the show, I just kept going on about it, like, yo, gentrification, we got it, and it was like, I guess people really, you know, sometimes you sound like the angry person.
Right.
So a lot of people just like, oh, you bugging. And a lot of people didn't know that it was coming into effect.
Word.
So
Because
quickly as well.
Because they was doing it so smooth.
Yeah,
I would
word.
put a Starbucks right here. So everybody's like, oh, they got Starbucks in my hood. And they think, no, bro, that was the silent move of like, we're going to put that. Once we plant this tree here, then we start letting them know it's safe now.
Right.
So then that's the silent push you out, and we bring them in, and you know what I'm saying. And I've always had a problem with the fact of just erasing the history.
Yeah, talk about
We
it.
changed the names. We're
That's
gonna
how they
change
do
the
it.
name to whatever. Like so to Harlem. Harlem was Noha and Soha.
Right.
So they changed it to that.
Serious? I
And
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they
But
calling it
they-
Northern Manhattan
Yeah.
instead of Harlem.
Yeah, Northern Manhattan.
Northern
So
Manhattan.
Northern
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did all of that stuff, like, and I kind of seen it, and I was like, because when you put a new name on it, you erase what was there before, and the generation that's coming up now, or you know, or maybe the last generation, they're not going to go back into the history to really look where it began at.
Right.
We, as you can see it, it's in the rap culture.
Yep.
They don't care who created the rap.
Right.
It's just right here now, I'm making my money.
Right.
So when you put these names here, you hypnotize people, and people just see and they get that, and that's it. And with that, you can change the Wikipedia.
Right.
You can
Yeah.
change that. So you can say, oh, this started 1999. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they take it for that, and they like, and then they like, yeah, well, you know, the Caucasians or whoever's moving in, they're like, yeah, well, I'm living in let's
Know
say
how-
Fordham.
yeah.
I'm saying I'm living in Fordham. It's so fabulous. They got stores, and but we know the history of Fordham.
Road.
We know that.
Yeah.
And you're telling, and so now when they say, yeah, I got a Starbucks and I got this, now that invites more the family,
Other cultures,
the
other
friends and everything
communities.
to come and everything, and then it silently pushes us out because we, like you said, we don't own nothing.
Right.
So, and we don't have the money to fight back.
Right.
So we just pack up and we get pushed out, and then
Right.
and that's it.
And this is
Our
why
credits are bad.
and our credit is bad. But check it out, man. Here's the opportunity, and here's what I hear you saying, man. You're 100% right. First of all, is identity. They wipe out the name. They take your identity, right? And this is how it's personal to us because we from here, man. We started hip hop. We was the ones growing up watching Slick Rick come to Morris. We was the ones Kid Capri shout out, on Kingsbridge selling his cassettes. We lived this thing, right? So
Yes.
we're personally attached. But we attached on different levels, right? And some of us need to really look like me and myself. What I did, man, I looked in the mirror and I said, you know what? I am a little upset that other people get to come in my neighborhood and charge more. I am a little, right? Because we started from the block. If you came on my block and you was trapping, you had to pay,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
There's no incentive.
Pay up front.
right.
Right,
Exactly.
so it's like, man, and you gotta hold the door open for Auntie Love. Pick up the Philly guts. You gotta keep it
Exactly.
clean, right?
Exactly.
So remember that same context right now. Now they coming in, right? It's a different beast, and how we handle this is, man, yo, we unify, we organize, right? And since we ain't got no money and no credit, but what do for the little people who do own? We start funneling our sales.
To
Right,
them.
we create a system, right? That we work with one or two people, and we sell through them, and we make those people. We leverage our community. We make those people give us incentive. Let me give you a little run up, a little backdrop on that. Solar Realty right now, I got a license. We popping, right? I'm giving out $1,000. I'm donating, because you can't do kickbacks. You go to jail for that, right? Right? Let's get it straight. We ain't kicking back nothing. They're saying you ain't extorting Solar Realty. This is Solar Realty, man. Out the kindness of our heart, out the kindness of the community, we see what they lack. What we doing is we donating $1,000 to the organization that you choose, not the one that we choose. You give us a seller, we gonna donate $1,000 to the organizations that you choose. Nonprofits that you choose. That could be a church, that could be a radio station,
Whatever.
that could be right here, Hip Hop A Point of View. Yo, you call me, you need a crib, we donating $1,000 to Hip Hop Point of View. All you gotta do is put the hashtag HHPOV. Make sure we get the flow, right? They start calling you. You start putting up with me. There's accountability with Solar Realty. I know Doug since I was young. I'm always short, but you already know. I know him since. And so what we got is a relationship. We got accountability. If Doug run off, I could always call Scrams. I could call my mans and say, yo, where Doug at? Doug could do the same thing for me, man. Right now, I don't live in the Bronx, but I stay in the Bronx. I worship in the Bronx, Kingsbridge. All right, shout out to Fordham Manor Church. But check it out, man. We what we trying to do is funnel money into the community organizations that's going to make a difference in our community, man. And what we trying to say is we could charge developers, we could organize and charge investors, but they could work with one or two people who willing to do this. But the thing is, we get tired of them doing that, but we don't want to give back. So they coming in and they attacking because ain't nobody on a post. Ain't nobody on the block, right? So they let people win and we letting it happen because you know what? We rather buy a Breitling. We'd rather buy a chain or a Benz, and I'm talking to myself in the mirror because I got a Breitling, you know what I'm saying, and I got a Benz. But check it out, I own 2 properties. I'm 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? Came from the bottom, started on the top,
And you got your business too, man.
and
So
we
it's
own
like-
our business. So
Right.
shout out to Solar Realty because you know what? It's been a rough trip, but we in the building.
Right.
All right, but-
Literally.
yeah, for real. So Doug, you got any other questions?
I mean, we have to keep touching on this gentrification, man,
Right.
because it's gonna hit hard, man, and it's gonna hit home.
Right.
And I see that it actually started off on the 138th sections
exactly.
with the lofts and stuff.
You know
like
why
that.
too, right?
I'm not sure why it started there first.
Let me tell you why. They're gonna build a ferry, fam.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
open up the
They're
ferry.
opening
Listen,
up the ferry
yo,
line.
in 10, 20 years, we ain't gonna be able to touch the Bronx. If
But
you-
sorry to cut you off.
Go
I
ahead,
also
bro.
read too at one time also the buying of the 138 too with the ferry was also too is that they wanted to also have Metro North go straight to Yankee Stadium
right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and
this
cut
is-
out all of the go downtown and come back
Yeah.
up
Mm-hmm.
and make it
Strategic,
easy for them to
strategic.
go and that was like
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, right when they was building the new stadium. That was the whole thing. I don't know if they still have that.
Well,
plan.
think about it,
They
man.
were just trying to figure.
But
it
they did do it
They
because
did do it. You do have
The-
a Metro
the
North
Metro
You have
station
the Metro
right
station
to
there.
Yankee Stadium.
They have it, but I think there was something that they wanted to cut off New York City,
Well, think
like
about
cut off the city.
Let's talk
from
about the taxes in New York versus the Bronx. The Bronx has the cheapest taxes compared to
property taxes?
property
Okay.
taxes compared to Manhattan, right? So I mean, the Bronx is a gold mine, man, and we're sitting on it. The Bronx is the mainland, it's the motherland. We're not an island, right? We're not surrounded by water. We attached to 87, 95. We
Right.
get around.
Yeah.
So the Bronx is basically is like the dotted. Everybody wants to target on the Bronx, man. And so what we got to do is, like I'm saying, we got to organize, man. That's the first thing. Shows like this where we create awareness, where we create partnerships with each other, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. I work with a couple of people, man. Shout out to the Jewish people, man, because they good people, man. You know what? I learned a lot from watching and shadowing a couple of people, and I get where it's at. They run New York. Yo, they run the, you know what I'm saying? And so we give them shout out. They are blessed people, but we are blessed people too. We got a promise that we believe in, right? And why I say this is because, yo, I learned that they stick together, man.
Yes.
It's one thing, the Latinos and blacks, man, we grew up on the same blocks, and we stick together, but not financially, man.
Exactly.
Right? Even churches, right?
But then again, also something you got to remember is like one block had beef with another block, and we in the same community. But imagine we was
Right.
all always stick together.
Right. The thing why we had beef back in the days, man, we was poor, man. We was poor people fighting over poor people problems.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. This
Yeah.
is the context that we grew up in. But thank God, look at you here, man. You came up out of that. We all came up out of that, right? And these are things that in other parts of the world they don't even gotta experience. But these things really leave a scar on our heart and on our mind, you know. But here's the thing: basically, we stick together, modeling, right? What they do is they only work together, right? Family first, and then somebody else.
Yes.
And we look at it from the outside, and we say, man, all people are racist, and Caucasians coming in. It's not that, man. Knowledge is power, fam. Knowledge is power. And there's smart black people, there's smart Spanish people. Race is a thing that they use to divide us.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about racism. I want to talk about opportunity.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I think we all need equal opportunity. It's not about what color I am, but some of us don't have the same opportunities growing up. And we know when we grew up, we went to PS 86, right? I went to 143. We barely had a T-shirt to play ball in. You know what I'm saying? Right? We went to Clinton. I went to 5 high schools. Shout out to Satellite Academy, man. Right?
Wow.
Right? I went to the toughest high school in the Bronx, B. I went to Steve-O, Satellite. Yo, they had gun detectors before anybody was doing it.
Everybody started. Yeah.
Yo,
That was back then. That was
yo,
I think Evander started
Evander
that
was
too.
on it
Evander
too. Yeah, shout out to Evander Plucker. Let's go. You already know. But yo, listen, man. I'm sorry. Yo, Doug, man. Back to the script, man. We gotta organize. How do we organize? Your business does business with my business. We do it exclusively. We only work together. The problem is that somebody comes in who's affluent and has money, and we ready to chop each other off. It's like the block.
Right.
As soon as the connect come through, everybody want to lap dance, right? Everybody want to jump on the neck, right? To try to get the better number. It's the
Right.
same thing in the real estate market. You got these investors coming in, and they got these broker owner businesses. I'm called a broker owner. I own my own business. I'm Latino. There's a couple of us out there. But what happens when the dude comes in who got a hedge fund and buys up all the property? Now we want to schmooze him. We want to get up under him so he could give us the property.
Yeah.
Instead of organizing together
Yeah.
and saying, yo, if you come up in here, what you going to do in my hood? Are you going to bless the church that's down the block? Are you going to bless Mama Love?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Because we don't organize. But here's what I learned, man. I learned that people know that blacks and Latinos don't organize. That's why.
And they use it
So they
against.
take
use it,
advantage
yeah.
of that.
Yo,
man.
They use it against us.
Why they say, man, you want to shout out to Kingsbridge 10468, check this out. The demographics go like this. Average income, 55,000. How you going to qualify for a $500,000 house in your neighborhood? if you only make 50, 55?
It's kind of impossible.
It's tough, right? You got to get 2, 3 more people, or you got to call Solar Realty. We hook it up. But you already know.
The plug.
That's
Plug
a
it
plug.
in,
I like that. I like that.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good.
We got to
It's
sell.
all good.
Nah, we got to make it happen. But I mean, if we don't organize, if you don't own your business, stop working for people. Kingsbridge, Harlem, New York, Jersey, stop work. I mean, I don't mean it like don't work. There's a method to the madness, and
Exactly.
I understand you got to pay your bills, so I want you to do that. But I also am saying invest in yourself.
Talk to 'em.
I'm praying over the city, man, and we asking that people will catch the spirit of ownership, man.
So, but
Yo.
with that said, when you do make the 50,000, 55,000 a year, how do you suggest for people to get together and come up with a plan? Like what's your suggestion? What's your model?
So check it out. You walk into a Century 21 or one of these
Realty
real
companies, you
estate
mean,
companies.
right? Not the Century
Not
21
twen-
Bravo right
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Bravo thinking about buying a hat or
nah,
something.
nah,
a t-shirt.
Not the fresh
I know
store.
what he's talking about.
I go there all the time. I go there all the time.
I don't really want.
did.
Like, that's my
I
spot.
just did.
I'm an owner. I bought a bunch of sneakers from there.
Yeah. Shout out to the sneaker gang. All right.
Sneaker game is crazy.
Yeah, no, I get it. I remember him from Fresh. All of y'all was Fresh from back in the days. But yeah, man. I mean, you know what are we gonna do, man? You gotta own your business, man. I don't mind you have a job. I'm not saying don't go work for somebody and do the right thing. Yeah, I don't want nobody in the street going to jail and all of that. It's played out. So please get a job.
Mark gonna have everybody quitting their job. Like, you know what?
Yeah,
You know
but
what?
hell with
Get
this,
this.
man.
I gotta
But,
own my
Mark
job.
Soler
Yo.
for president.
But check it out, man. If you took, we all got 24 hours in the day, man. God bless us with all the same time,
Exactly.
right? It's what we doing with our time, right?
Exactly.
We got to be good stewards with our time, with our money, and our treasures and talents. And there's a lot of talented people in the Bronx. They poor, right? But they are blessed people. God gave them their own identity,
Yes.
right? And so what I'm trying to say is, man, if we could own, and this ain't only for an individual. This is people like us getting together and forming LLCs, right? And creating business opportunities that are exclusive to our neighborhood, to our culture. And that's how we all come up together,
Yeah.
right? So if I come up, you come up, right? Because every person you send to me, I'm obligated, right? And I'm accountable to you, Doug. I'm going to send you the rack. You ain't going to have to call me Mark. I send you a custody, and you know you didn't donate nothing like you said, right? I'm not a fraud. I've been on the block since day one.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've been keeping it 100. And anybody who knows me, they know I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of character and integrity. And I give back to my community, especially Kingsbridge, Puerto Rico, Harlem. You
Yes.
can ask about us.
Yes.
We out here.
I think the problem is that we don't see the big picture.
Right.
That's the main thing. Like, you can paint it, and then we have this, and I think our worst enemy is our pride and our ego.
Yeah.
Ego, because pride is a good thing. Always remember.
I
that,
mean,
man.
but
Pride-
I think
Context.
it's the pride, but it's all
Yeah.
it's all,
always ego,
it all
brother.
goes down. I think it all boils down to the same thing. That is that, like, we want to do things on our own and achieve it to let people know I did it.
Right.
Instead
Yeah.
of coming together as a team and saying, yo, we did it.
We did it.
We
Right.
did it. You know what I'm saying? And
You hit it right on the nose.
what's so hard is that when you're young, you play sports, and it's a team effort.
Word.
Then you grow up and you go into business, and it's like me, and
Every
it's like,
man
yo,
for
what
themselves.
you already know the definition of teamwork. You
Right.
know it.
Right.
And we don't want to collab together and to work. And the thing is that, like you said, like, and I've always said this, man. I've always felt a certain type of way. Kingsbridge, man, we had so much talent
Word. We still got
over
it.
there. We still got it, but we had so many dudes that we could have been on the top. We could have been changing a lot of things, but we never stuck together 100%.
Right.
We would ride, that's my dude, and we figure that's my man. I ain't gotta support him. That's
Right.
my man, though. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's how we thought. So we all clicked up, had our own individual cliques,
Right.
chill on certain things, playing basketball, football, chill
Right.
together.
Word
But
up.
when it came to certain, like, strategic moves we separated.
Right. Here's where we got. I wanna thank you for that comment too, because you hit it right on the nose, man. And basically, we got poor people mentality. So the first thing we're doing on this show is creating awareness about a mentality, right? This ain't about a race or a color or black or white or Spanish. It's about a poor people's mentality, man. And the reason why it's hard for us to venture off in the business world is because I was telling Doug, man, we grew up hustling in the street, man. And you can't tell people what you do because people want to kill you or people want to call the police on you, right? But you just trying to feed your family, like Biggie was saying, right?
Yeah.
Just trying to feed my daughter, man.
That's it.
But at the end of the day, man, there's a different avenue, man. And right now, like, real estate is the avenue, man. And it's hard for me to tell somebody about, yo, come work with me in Solar Realty when I don't know you and I've been scarred from the block.
Yeah, exactly.
You might have owed me 100 or something.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then so now I'm like, oh, I can't put this person on, right? But yo, I just want to thank God because he changed my mind. Right now, it's not about being exclusive unless we're doing business. It's about being inclusive, right? That means we all do it together. It's the same wave. And so that's what I want to, you know what I'm saying? That's what I want to credit you for, man. Yeah, if we do get together, we talking like past tense, like we can't do it. Fam, yo, I'm going to tell you everything right now. If every poor person in America stop paying their rent at the same time, right? That's power.
Yes.
Right? If everybody stop paying their mortgage, and I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying we have power. Our choices,
So we can stay together on
our
the corner.
decisions.
I was-
Right. Right.
I always said that when you know, not changing the topic, but when they raised those gas prices, when it was like over $4 a gallon,
Oh my
whatever
God,
it
it was crazy.
Right.
if everyone would have just said, you know what, the hell with buying gas,
Right.
that would have just showed an ill impact on that, and then I guarantee those prices would have went down.
But
Or if we all would have said, you know what, we only gonna buy from one person. Right now, the real beef. You know, the Bush family own all the oil, right? But then you got these Venezuelans people who own all the oil. That's why we
True.
arguing with them, right?
Right.
Because they was bringing oil
I
in
think they
here.
got the look oil. I think they got
Yeah. So they was bringing oil up in here, and they wasn't paying Scrams, and now Scrams don't want to do business with Venezuela.
Yeah.
So now all those oil companies or all those gas stations might close down,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, listen, if we pick one person, man, who's giving back to the community, I don't care if you do real estate, you sell gas, you sell hats and T-shirts. What I'm saying is, we start a network. We stick to the script, just like Martin was doing. He was organizing people. Malcolm was doing the same thing, and we lost that spirit when they got clapped, right?
Yeah.
It got quiet out here.
The clappage comes with it. The clappage comes
but-
with it.
let's
but
keep
the-
it real.
but the thing
If
is,
you're gonna make an impact
yeah.
like that on money making, the clappage
But-
is coming right with.
But
that. So
also
you better
too,
be
talk
prepared.
about it.
See, that's
gotta
the
be
thing. is
prepared for
be
that.
prepared, and when you already know that you're gonna step on that field, you got to know you're willing to take that shot. It's just like hustling on the streets and the block.
Right.
You know, it's two outcomes.
Yep.
Either I might get
Yeah,
dead
jail,
or I
die,
might
die.
go to jail. So you already put it out there. So you might as well put it out there on the positive front now,
Right. Right.
where it'll make a change, and it might not make a change right now at this moment. And
Right.
I think that's another problem with us is that if we don't see instant reward at that moment,
Right.
we like, nah, I'm good.
It's the
we don't
popcorn
we don't
generation.
think about the longevity. We thinking about like right now, and I think that's the reason why
Right.
the gentrification came like that, because we always thinking, oh, don't worry about it, we good. They ain't coming here. They don't want the hood, and
They
then
would never
silently,
come, and now they
silently they came in,
And they were planning.
pull
When
the-
we
they
were
pull the
thinking they weren't
carpet out.
coming,
Yeah,
they were planning.
They pull
They
the
still
carpet
planning.
out,
Planning and laughing.
and snatch
Well,
it, and that's and so
I don't know if they still planning. I think the plan is already
in the
planned
fact,
out.
in the fact.
Oh,
No,
So
but they got
dude,
more
now they
plans.
just gonna
though.
roll
They have
out.
more
more
plans,
though,
though.
Dude.
because it doesn't stop until
We're all
I
going. We're
until
all
I
going.
totally got it and I control that situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The-
And sorry,
Go ahead.
just one quick thing. What you said too. This is why I got into a argument with someone black. You know what I'm saying? Over the fact is because I was bigging up Ruben Diaz. You know what I'm saying? I support
Wow.
Ruben Diaz
Wow.
to the biggest.
Yeah.
You know, he Latino. I don't care. He's
Yeah.
Latino, but he look out
Hey,
for the
he's dope,
Bronx.
man. He's dope.
He look out for the
From the
Bronx.
Bronx,
yeah.
And I big him up all the time,
Shout
and
out
I'm
to
always
Ruben Diaz.
shout out to him
All right.
100.
And I'm always
Shout out
talking
to
about
Sarah.
him, and they like, well, you know, Ruben, he only look out for the Spanish. I'm like, no, bro.
Nah.
You looking at it wrong. It's just because he's Latino. He's Latino. You think he's only looking out for the Spanish. No, bro. The black and Spanish is in the Bronx.
Right.
We all together.
Right.
My best friends and my brothers and my homie. This dude, one of my best friends, is Junior. Like, all Spanish people, bro.
Yeah. Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yo, we all one people, fam. That's the thing. But they label us. They make us hate each other. They tell us we poor when we rich. And this was the past. I'm talking about the future now, man. And if we don't look in the mirror and man up and say, you know what, it starts with me.
Yes.
Right? It got to start with somebody. And I'm not talking like, you know, we're going to do this or do that. But what I'm saying is awareness. We need to open up a dialogue where people feel safe, that they can talk about, yeah, you know, I want to come in your neighborhood and do this. And all we need to do is say, all right, at the expense of who and at the expense of what? And if you could come here, you know, and build and make the Bronx look nice, then, you know, there has to be a tax, right? There has to be something involved for the community.
Yes.
So this is something that we want to step to Ruben Diaz with. This is something that we want to step to our congressmen and Joe Crowley and state senators and kind of start we need a platform. And why not Hip Hop Point of View to be that platform to bring this to the table where it's like, man, we see what y'all doing and we ain't trying to mess up your money, but you got to see what's happening in our neighborhoods, man.
Right.
Hip hop is not going to be the same if you put all these Starbucks over here, right? It doesn't survive in that culture. You know what I mean? We talking about things that is in our heart, things that's happened to our families. You know, this police brutality. You know, this thing about being homeless. Homeless rates is up, right? And instead of us buying our own buildings or telling Auntie Love, you know that somebody, I used to work for a homeless shelter, man, Phipps Community Development Center, and they giving $3,300 for one bed. So why are they paying $3,300 for a bed when the rent is only $1,500 for an
Why
apartment?
you just don't
That
give
makes
them an
sense.
apartment?
There's a system in place, right? And sometimes we can't get angry no more, right? We got to get on our knees and pray and then do something, right?
Yes.
I got a lot of people in church and they praying. And what I'm saying is, man, church, we got to get up out the church and get up in the street, and we got to be part of the market.
Yeah.
This whole thing about God don't want you with money and you got to be poor, yo, that's old school, man.
Yeah.
That's old school thinking. God got a blessing for all of us, and you know what, man? We not all gonna be rich. You know what? But at the same time, we could all come together, man, and leverage the hood. And that's what I came up here today to talk about, man.
What
I think about the other day I was in Harlem and they're building a Victoria's Secrets and a Bath and Body Works.
Wow.
And my first instinct was like, yes, because that's what we need. My Victoria's Secrets, Bath and Body Works. And then I said, oh, wait, no. Oh, man, that's not really for
Plan and
us.
effect.
Not for
You know, I was like,
It's
this is
for
not
you.
for
The plan
me
is in
necessarily.
effect. Yeah.
But I still wanted to be there because it takes a long time to go to 34th Street to get what I need and then come back all the way up to the Bronx just because there's nowhere to be found in my neighborhood. So I'm like, where does that contradiction come from? Because I am still happy to
That's
see
the
it, but I'm
hoodwink.
like, it's not for my people
That's
though.
the banana in the
But then it's
tailpipe.
like, when can I become happy
to
that
what
it's
you
there?
were saying.
Yeah.
It's back to you were saying. Here's the problem. When I come up to HPOV and I want to talk to them, we got friends who want to come up here and support each other. But what does support mean without any dollars?
Yes.
And then until we become this business people, right, where we know that, yo, he's my man, but you know what, I should tip him more, right? God loves a generous giver, man. Somebody who gives, right? It's not about receiving all the time. So when we come to each other, we got to add value to each other, right? And that sometimes means with dollars,
Yes.
right? That's how other cultures do it, but that's not
Exactly.
how our cultures
We
do
don't
it.
do it that
We
way.
come through. I'm sure you, Doug, people want to come through and they don't want to tip. They don't want to leave a nothing. They don't want a nothing, right?
Yeah.
And so how are we
But
gonna
they
grow?
want in return for you to do everything.
Yeah.
Oh, nah, come on, manage me,
Yeah.
throw the plug in for me. I get it. It's the same thing with me, man. I've rent apartments, and sometimes I don't even get paid. But I do it for the love, because there's families, you know, who really need help, right? So for the people who need help, we got to step up. We got to help them. The people who just play in the system, the Section 8 mentality, this, oh, I'm going to come over here and come off. Yo, we got to kill that, man.
Yeah.
That's killing us, man. They use Section 8. They use all these subsidies, man. to just hold us down so
Yeah.
that we can't think, so we can't own. So we gotta ask people for money, man. And right now, like he was saying, man, we gotta support each other, man. Brothers doing something online, brothers doing something in the real estate. Whether you got a mom and pop store, don't go over there and ask for no discount, man. Go over there and spend some money with them, right? I'm gonna give you an example. Shout out to Sammy's Fashion, Kingsbridge, Fordham.
Right there.
Yeah, we started in 184th, man. I remember his dad, rest in peace, man. He used to give us all credit, man. Word up. We used to take people from the block and tell them, yo, we're going to hook you up. But go in the store, pick out a shirt, do whatever. And we supported him, man.
Yeah.
And look at where Sammy's at now, right?
Yeah.
This thing works. When we support one another, right, there's opportunity, man. So the other thing is when we get on, then we forget about the hood.
Yeah.
Now,
Right?
Now that was going to be my question as well. Here's a question for you. Let's say I have $120,000 ready to invest into property. Should I do it and go outside the hood and just buy a house,
Right.
or should I invest inside the property? Should I take my money and invest in the hood, where
I get it. I get what you're saying. So check it out. Money, this is another thing, man. We need knowledge. We need education. Some of us been poor our whole life, and we only know how to think in a poor context. And so basically, when you make an investment, you want a return on your investment, right? But there's a spread. I'm going to break it down in the hood for you, right? So we used to do what we used to do, right, on the block. And sometimes some people were so smart, they put something in something and made it something else and still charge the same thing, right? So it's called spread, right? So if I invest $120,000, what is your return on your investment, right? And so depending on if you're investing or living, right? That's a different thing,
that's what I was
right?
going to try to clarify.
So if you're living somewhere, the Bronx is expensive. With $120,000, that's 20% of $600,000. $600,000 might get you a 2-family in the Bronx. I just sold one for $680. 1337 Ellison Avenue is on sale for $750. Plug. Let's get that.
Do your thing.
Yo, what I'm trying to shout out to Lou was good. I'm trying to tell you, man. If we did Connecticut, I'm gonna give you the inside picture. I'm gonna pull the veil back for you right now. CT is wide open, right?
It is.
Ain't nobody over there really trapping. And when I'm talking about trapping, I'm talking about buying real estate and flipping.
Yeah.
Let's get it right. So there's not a lot of competition in the Bronx. There's a lot of investors. There's hedge funds already in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Buying property, waiting 10 years so they could get double, triple for their investment.
Wow.
Right? And so what we got to do is go Jersey. I'm going to tell you what happened in Harlem, man. I'm from 140 in Hamilton. There used to be banded buildings on my block. Dead, right? And people were buying them for $1. All you had to do was keep it up.
Remodel them.
Yeah,
or
and
something like
keep
that.
them up and rent it. And then they would give you the building. Yo, they doing that
But
in
you would
Connecticut.
you would have to live there as well for like a year or something like that, right?
Yeah, of course there's some stipulations. But listen, we out here trying to buy a property when we could go to neighborhoods and change the whole neighborhood, just like who do. You notice that when one of them moves, 20 of them,
They do, yes.
30 of them move together, right?
Uh-huh.
Because it's 20, 30 loans. You got to understand, people, community, unity is power, man.
Wow.
When we all organize, that creates transactions.
Yes.
Transactions create donations. Means that people could get fed, things could get done. But without us unifying, right? And then under what cause, though, right? We could pick any cause, man. It don't only got to be about real estate or black and white and racism. I mean, we could do it in the market. Shout out to Diddy. Shout out to Jay-Z. They expanding their markets. They started in the rap. They started on the block.
Exactly.
I remember when Diddy and Biggie did it in City College.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they tore it up. From there, look at where Diddy at now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so here's what they did, man. They stuck together. And in Spanish people, we call it La Onda from that movie, Blood In, Blood Out, right? Kingsbridge, La Onda. But what blood in, blood out, man, what that really means is, man, it's like death before dishonor, man.
Right.
And it's like, yo, we keep it accountable with each other, man. And we help each other. That's the La Onda. That's what it's really supposed to mean.
I was just talking about that movie too last week.
Word up.
This was over. Yes, I was talking about that movie last week.
Cause man,
Yeah.
I'm very excited for you guys, man. I really feel like Hip Hop Point of View is a platform
Thank you.
to talk about things that are going on in our neighborhood. It's not only about hip hop, but I like that it's the hip hop point of view.
Yeah.
Because you go to an application and they tell you, what are you, Latino? Are you black? Are you this? They identified us and labeled us, but there is no hip hop check.
Well, I'm putting hip hop point of view.
Hip-hop
I'm gonna
point
write
of
it
view.
myself. I'm gonna write it myself right
You
now.
gotta click other and then put
When they
hip-hop
say,
point of
yo,
view.
so
Word.
other, I'm putting hip hop point of view.
Yo, hip hop is a culture,
That's
man.
it. It is.
I
man.
learned how to
It
hustle
is.
because of hip hop. Biggie, listening to Tupac, listening to all these great artists that came out and influenced our lives.
We learned that the world was bigger than our block
Word,
from hip hop.
word,
You know what I'm
word.
saying?
Watching
There's a
videos,
lot of stuff
Ralph
out there.
McDaniel
Videos
video,
and
shout, yeah,
And the
um,
music box.
let's go.
And just you coming just now and you talking, like I've had some ideas, like what I wanted to do with the show. You know, I had spread it out to the team, some things, and really where I wanted us to present ourselves and to create a platform. And you talking about the unity so much, and we had some guests about 2 weeks ago, and I was talking about like we need a round table, like of all of us like-minded with similar objectives need to sit down and really discuss, and this is the only way we're gonna really make changes,
Yo.
because
He's talking
Like,
about straight unity right there.
Yo,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
it, cuz.
is we gotta start sitting down and really talking, and like yeah, we have individual goals, we all do, but there's a bigger picture.
There's a social goal that we
Yeah,
need to get.
and for us to continue to exist,
Mm-hmm.
we gotta stick together, because we will be out of here
Right, right.
in a
In
second.
the blink of an
and
eye.
it's and you know, I don't discuss, you know, the politics so much in the present. We already know
Come on
what
with
that is.
that. Yeah, man. That's,
But the thing is that
Distraction.
that's a prime example of like they don't see us as contributors.
well,
to they see us as we can help contribute to their goal.
right. The thing is that one is we're not voting, man. Latinos and African Americans in the hood don't vote, man. They know that. They're not even worried about that.
I don't.
Right? But check this
I
out.
don't.
Shout out to Hip Hop Point of View. We're talking about voting right now.
Right.
Yo, we need to vote, man. We need to organize. But check it out, man. I'm gonna do another plug right now.
Go ahead.
I'm working on this project. It's called the Nehemiah Project. Check it out.
Say that one more time.
The Nehemiah Project.
Nehemiah.
Nehemiah is a dude from the Bible. It's a book in the Bible, man. Basically talks about how this guy, God sent him out there to look at the land that they stole from him, right? And the guy came back. He was the only one out of a couple of them. Well, everybody else was scared. Like, now we can't do it. There's too many of them over there. Nehemiah surveyed it out, figured out where the cracks was in the wall. You heard? And he took over the land. And right now, that's what we about to do. We're about to take back our own land. And how we going to do it is we going to use each other, man. We going to build each other up. And how we going to do that is you're going to own your business. I'm going to own my business. We're going to work together. We're going to funnel the money. This is back to Martin Luther King, right? Smart dude, man. One of the smartest people I've ever heard speak in my whole life. Shout out to Malcolm, too. He was another good dude. But basically what they were on was capitalism, right? People who don't have money cannot capitalize, right? Going back to what he was saying too, colonialism, right? I mean, when you own property and you own Puerto Rico, you own the resources in Puerto Rico, right? If you buy property in the Bronx, you own the resources in the Bronx. You see what I'm saying? And so basically we got to look at this and we got to talk about this and we got to say, man, up to how many houses could one person buy without getting this, right? And investors got all the money in the world. They got the 20% down. They ain't gonna have to worry about going FHA or getting approved for a bank. They, you know, there's a couple of cultures they go to their synagogue or their mosque to get money,
Yep.
right? But Latinos, You know, I don't know what's going on with our places of worship. You know what I'm saying? I don't see too many Latinos and African Americans. Shout out to A.R. Bernard because he doing it in Brooklyn Christian Cultural Center. They organize. I'm talking about smart people organized, people who have businesses, who are doing business, creating dollars and cents, and then allocating money to a certain cause. So shout out to the Nehemiah Project. I'm going to come back another day and we're going to chop the whole thing down.
You can come back once a month.
Yo.
You can come back once a month. We can chop
gonna
down.
So we have an
keep
opening
chopping
in
it
July,
down.
August, and September.
Yeah.
What I wanted to say to you right now is, because of what you're talking, and it's beyond real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What if we was to, I'm thinking some way, somehow, orchestrate something like, and we're going to keep it in the Bronx for them, maybe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's shut
Just
Kingsbridge
set up-
down.
And set up a little platform out, like right now while the weather's nice, you know, do some
Yeah.
whatever. Get some vendors, get some people, make some
Some
food,
Kirby's
whatever.
cups.
Yeah, whatever.
Nice.
We get whatever. We get whatever. And we set up a little joint and have you talk to them about this real estate for real.
I like that. I like that.
All right, bravo.
Check this out.
Yeah, man, that's crazy because you could probably get a lot of, traffic.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
we could do
Especially
that.
from the
How we do
neighborhood.
that though? How we do that? We partner with each other, man.
Exactly.
And we commit to each other. And then we say, yo, if you go left, I go left. We create the wave. We are the wave, right? But if we don't organize and people don't know that we going left, not all of us could go left, right? Because some of us is caught up in a different mentality. And so this hip hop point of view is creating a platform where we can challenge systems and mentalities, bro. And how we do that is unifying. So we could pick any system and any kind of bad negative thing that we want to address, and we'll have a platform to do it. And like you saying, organizing and getting people together, man. We got the Northwest Bronx Community and Clergy Coalition right on 196 in Creston, right? Shout out
right
to them.
there?
Yeah, shout out.
I ain't never even heard of it.
Right. This is
It's
what I'm
crazy.
trying to talk about.
Right.
They've been there for years. But shout out to New Life, man. Pastor Fernando Cabrera, who's also our Northwest Bronx city councilman. Good dude. You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me, is that the little house that's next to the grocery store?
Yo, on 196 in Morris. That's not that one.
Morris.
On
you're
Morris, going up a Morris, not down a Morris. Right?
No, I thought
We're
you were talking
talking
about
about
on 196
You said
next to the
196
grocery
and
store.
Crescent.
196 in Creston is where the Northwest Bronx Community and Clergy Coalition, and yes, they next to the bodega.
That's the house next
That's
to
the
the
red
Right,
house.
It's going on the right. Okay.
Right, that's the right
gotcha.
side.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I always want to know. I
Right.
used to see people there, and
Yeah.
I know it's a non-profit organization. I never knew what
Right.
it was, though.
Well, basically, what they do is they organize churches and they organize around that. But that's just one avenue that people like us could partner with. But what I'm saying is the first thing we got to do as a hip hop community is we got to create partnerships with people who are really doing business. You know why? It's almost like people who go to church and don't tithe, right? It's like, man, here everybody got to say, I wish the neighborhood was that. Meanwhile, nobody leave, or they only leave $1 in the offering plate, right? That's a different thing. But what I'm trying to say is, man, we got to contribute and add value to each other for us to empower each other. And the only way we do that, man, it's not no more with you just my man. It's with them dollars, right? And so fundraising is a big thing that nobody knows how to do because we poor people. But there are a couple of us that know how to fundraise, that know how to organize, that know how to mobilize. And these are the avenues that we're going to use. And yo, Doug, fam, like whenever you're ready, Pole Park, if we need any permits, we know everybody, man. We know everybody. It's time for us to come together. It's a good thing to talk, but it's another thing to put it in words,
Exactly.
right? What's faith without action?
Exactly.
Yeah, so
True indeed.
Kingsbridge, man, hip hop point of view, man. We thank you, man, cause yo, y'all holding it down.
Then we got another caller. Caller, where you from? What's your name? Talk to us.
Hey, how you doing? What's up, y'all? What's going on? It's E, man. What's going on, y'all?
E, what's going on?
Eve Moneybags, I will call yo. You got a lot of time on your hands, man.
Yeah.
Why you say that?
No, this is E. Remember E from the that we went to we did the video and all that.
Oh, this is E.
E,
Yo,
yeah.
E, what up? I thought you was the other dude. Wait a minute, nah, respect.
That's E father. That's
Yeah,
E Paul.
Oh, E Father. Yeah. No, E, what up? Salute, Kingsbridge. What's going
up,
on,
man?
baby?
How you doing, man, Mark? Man, thanks for coming down, taking the time, man. We got a lot of good feedback from the video.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That's man.
Yo, E, I appreciate it.
Yeah, what you were saying?
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate Doug. You guys is doing amazing things, man. And yeah, man, I thank you for the opportunity that we could talk about real estate. You know what I'm saying? As a people, man. So enough respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Thanks for taking the time, talking to us about a lot of things. We had a question about the home you showed us. Remember the one that was in the video?
Right.
How long do you kind of expect it would take to kind of like sell homes like that? How long usually?
Yo, right now, if the house is priced right, I'm selling houses in 30 to 60 days, bro.
Ooh.
I'm selling homes in 30, 60 days. And why? Because it's a seller's market. Why? Because there ain't nobody really selling, man. The demand that there is, it's a supply and demand thing, right? And so, the supply is not there. And so that's why prices are going up, right? And so what we got to do is, man, like that house that I was telling you, man, we got to come together, man, sell our watches, sell our chains, sell our whips, and buy property, man. 90% of millionaires do it through real estate. There's no rocket science behind this, fam. This is like, yo, we buy and hold or we buy and sell. But we mostly buying and holding because that's what they doing. And they hold the property so they could charge more rent to us. Yes. So we got to own in our own neighborhood. And I'm really at the point, and I really like what Doug and everybody saying here, how we need to just mobilize and organize. It's one thing that we all talk about it. But it's another thing when we come together and we say, yo, next June, we're going to do this. Next June, we're going to do that. And we all work our different spheres of influence. Picture this, man. Hip-Hop Point of View has followers, man. They got people who believe in hip-hop point of view. If we could service them, Solar Realty, we could create a partnership where we're donating money, not kicking back money. We're donating money.
That's right, get it right.
You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to take us to jail for helping each other out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. When you say the money, it will motivate a lot of people. Like, oh, I can get some money. You know what I'm saying? So we got to stop looking like, oh, I don't want to say money and make it seem like I got to push them with the money. Because some people need to be pushed by that way. And
Motivated.
if it takes that, if it takes that, then hey.
Check it out. Ain't nothing else motivating us. We get up in the morning, and I remember going
to work.
And go to work. And they train us. They start us in school. And then we go to work. And on a block, it starts out on the corner. Then you get arrested. You realize, man, I did the wrong thing.
Exactly.
To get that money.
To get that money. But now, I mean, we got platforms and we got education. And some of us is doing all right. But the ones that's doing all right, we got to remember. We got to give back. You know what I'm saying? Without us giving back, you know, these young dudes, we mad at the new school, right? But at the same time, it's because we not paying the fathers, man. You know? Right?
Absolutely.
If we was there,
Somebody asked me how much would a because they were like, yo, where's that crib at, right? And I, whether it was through DM or people hitting me, and I told them, I was like, oh, that's right in the hood in Kingsbridge, you know what I mean? And they were like, I couldn't tell them how much it was going for. So how much would a house like that, or that house goes for?
Yo, so we gonna sell that house on the low. We can't even give you the address because we doing some exclusive info over there. But yo, I got a listing agreement on that for 6 months for $750,000. It's a 2-family. You heard? And you saw that upstairs floor. Yo, E, man, I'm praying over that upstairs floor. I got these people who want to come in and invest in the Nehemiah project, and we gonna start it in the bridge, man. So that property I showed you is real strategic. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this whole thing of this Nehemiah project is gonna give the community a facelift, man. We're gonna throw some lipstick and blush on Kingswood.
Make it look good. Make it look good.
Or give it a taper.
We're gonna get a scrape up going on for Kingsbridge,
Give it a half moon.
So you said that property was $750.
And the one next to it, I'm selling for $650.
$650, and then that one had a basement as well, right?
Yeah, 3 over 3 with a 3. Sal, well, I was trying to tell you, man. Let's do the math, man. Right now, if a house is $750, man, we're talking about $5,000-$6,000 a month.
Right.
Yo, Sal, me and you came together, man, and you a first-time home buyer. We put some chicken together and we say, yo, you go buy this house under your name. You live there. and the other 2 we split. We split that PC, right? I don't got it. I invest in you, you invest in me. Why? Because we know each other. We develop relationship. We take our relationships and we leverage them. And then when we want to sell, we sell who we want to sell to, right? Now, remember this. We're not talking about being racist, man. We're talking about being smart, right? I'm not talking about don't sell to these people or that people. Yeah. I'm talking about using your brain, and when you sell, you know how to sell. You know what your property's worth. For instance, Kingsbridge, Jerome Avenue just been rezoned. You seen it right next to the Social Security building, that 12.
Yeah, that building.
That big building.
I just seen that.
You ain't never seen nothing like that, right? Because it just got rezoned, right? But this is stuff, man, they get swept under the table. You know why? Because what they do is they go around and tell property owners, I'll give you what your house is worth, right? But they don't understand that the zoning law, and now they could go 12 flights up, but they'll give you what a 2 family's worth. It's worth 600, 700. And because they giving you market price, you like, oh, I'm going to take that. Instead of saying, chill.
It's worth way more.
Let me holler at Solar Realty.
Yeah.
Let me figure out what the zoning is. Let me figure out the capacity I could use this property
Otherwise, leveraging yourself.
Right. And so what we got to do, like I said, is create relationships.
That's why that house on where we was at, it value price is $750, but with the zoning, you could probably get more than that, right? Because if if they was to be knowledgeable about that.
Speaking about the Bronx and Kingsbridge, man, we got the big old armory, man, on the reservoir.
Right.
We got the mayor and his people wanting the property. We got the dude from the ice skating, he want to put that in there.
Yeah, the ice skating ring.
Yeah, and he got his investors. Yeah, but here's what we talking about, man. We talking about what they gonna do. They already know what they gonna do. They just feeding it to us slow. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
It's just gonna be there.
Right. And so what we got to do is build around them. Y'all remember on the block, man? Like I was telling Doug, man. I for 139, 138 Hamilton, man. My man Rich used to show me this box of men move. And I ain't really understand how to box people in, man, but it's a hustler strategy. So we from 139. So Rich say, yo, Mark, I want you to put somebody on Broadway on 139. I want you to go up to Amsterdam and put somebody on 139. And we gonna play Hamilton. And anybody who come from Broadway or Amsterdam, they funnel to me.
Come down, yeah.
Right? I ain't gotta stand on that corner. I could be on my corner, but I gotta put somebody there
and
drive the flow.
Traffic, right.
So what happens is we started boxing in our competition. They was wondering why they wasn't making no chicken. But you know what it was. We were using strategy. And these are the same strategies and principles that we working right now with Solar Realty. Yo, Solar Realty, we hiring ex-felons, bro. For real. You did a bid and you was selling bricks and you wasn't selling houses. Let me show you this game, man.
Because it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, but you need a different mentality.
You're just using a different. You're just selling a different substance,
different product.
That's all.
Same hustle, different product.
Right. Wow. But this hustle and this product, you make a commission like nobody else. You sell a car, you make $1,000. You sell a house, you do mortgages, you do insurance, you making commissions of 6%. I don't want to tell you what 6% of 500,000 is, because I don't want nobody trying to shoot me.
But just know. But just know. Just know.
It's good money.
Just know. Just 6% 3 times, you go buy something else, my man.
See what I'm saying?
Make it happen.
Yeah, man. The thing is about knowing how to buy. Return on investment, like what Doug's saying. Somebody walking around with 100,000, right? They don't know what to do with it. Besides calling Solar Realty, man, you call HipHop Point of View. We're gonna show you how to spend this money legitly,
right? Yeah.
Right. So call HipHop Point of View. We're trying to create an avenue of people who need apartments, who need homes. We need a platform to talk about gentrification. HipHop Point of View, man. Yo, E, you the man. Thanks.
I said I need an apartment. I've been looking for 2 years. Yeah. And it's been a struggle.
There you go. Here it comes.
There you go.
They come off.
There you go. Yo, E, do you get that 1,000?
Yeah, that's why I said that.
E, you get that 1,000?
But E told me to wait. I hit him on the gram. E said, hold on a second.
He said, hold on. Let me check my commission.
By the way, E didn't come to the show today because he's out there looking for sellers to bring to you.
Yo, shout out to E.
I'm on 139th. Now I'm on 139th in Amsterdam right now.
Oh, you right? Yo, check it out. Yo, E.
He boxing.
Yo, E. If you go to 130
Pearl Street.
I'm on Pearl Street, and I got right here, and I'm boxing them in to go to 125 Maiden Lane. I'm boxing them in down Pearl.
Yo,
That's
E,
them right now.
Word.
yo, stay on it, baby, because, yo, I got my money where my mouth is, B. You know I ain't never been the one to talk. I always bring it right behind, B. But yeah, talking about apartments, man. Why is it so hard to
Struggle
get
is
an
real.
apartment? Let me talk about that with y'all, man, because I know most of
ahead.
us are in the
Talk to
renting
'em.
stage. And so, you know, landlords and management companies, right? They want you to make 4 times the rent. You know we don't make nobody 4 times the rent of nothing, right? So right off the back, that's part of a strategy that they're using to push us out. And so if you don't make 4 times the rent, then you don't qualify income wise, right? And which is crazy. I mean, you can get a cosigner. That's another loop around it, right? Or you could leave an extra couple of months up front. But based on income is one of the main components. The other thing is, like what he was saying, is the credit, right? So it's not about having 7. Not everybody gonna have 700-800, but it's about having a low credit score. And the reason, and when they run your credit, it says you owe T-Mobile $50. Here you want an apartment for $1,200, you can't pay T-Mobile they $50. You see what I'm saying? So in terms of credit, it's the body of the credit. It's like what's on the credit, right? So like, what are they looking for? They looking for evictions. You ever been to a housing court? Because if you go on evictions, man, you on a special list all by yourself, right? You on a list, and you on the red list.
Never been evicted,
right?
so I'm good.
And so,
naughty list.
and so what happens is landlords pay for a service that detect from the county clerk's office if you paying your rent or not. Because if not, they hold a judgment. Judgments are public information. So when I run your credit, what do I see? Sometimes I see that, right? And so do management companies, right? And so what I'm saying, that makes it harder for us, right? So we got to get our credit right. We got to get our income right. And the other thing is the landlord history, right? Are we talking about evictions? You know, if you owe somebody some money, man, like, think about it, especially if it's a private house. That could be your mom. That could be your aunt. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to play the game and talking about we're going to get the one-shot deal and we're going to do this, yo, that's a poor person's mentality, man.
Right.
Yo, that one-shot deal is for people who are struggling, man. People who living in the shelter need to get out. They the ones who need that money. But you trying to pimp the hood and hood savviness, you know what I'm saying? That's killing us, man. So you need an apartment, man. SolerRealtyNYC.com.
We
You
setting
holler
up
at
a
Seneca.
meeting immediately.
Word up.
Come on, man, let's do this. Because the
Immediately.
only evict list I'm on is the watches. You know what I mean?
Hey.
I'm on the Invicta watch.
Yes.
And that's the list I'm on.
Yes.
And I'm trying to live through that way. Mark, listen, man, there's so much information
So much.
you
So
gave
much.
us. We're probably gonna create another situation based on how many people ask us for part 2, and it'll
Right.
be the second question, and then because you knocked out gentrification and redlining and rezoning and giving bank loans to certain areas of the hood, but not other zip codes. So we're gonna knock out the other piece, and then we're gonna keep this going. We
Yeah,
appreciate
so
you,
deep.
man, fellas.
Yeah.
I'm out. Tay,
Yeah.
up, Sal.
You already know, baby.
All right.
Box
Big
them
E.
in, all right?
Yeah.
Box them
Yeah.
in record.
Yo, E, when they come to the other radio shows, send them to HHPOV. Send them this way, brother.
Word up. We're going to put the big sign downstairs. Get down and lay down.
All right, brother.
But I really think like this has to be like a sit down.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
need the
Yeah.
right people,
Yeah,
cuz.
the right people.
Because not everybody's on your mentality. Not everybody is seeing eye to eye, man. So not everybody's approachable. You know what I'm saying?
true.
People so tunnel vision, they doing what they doing. But they don't understand there's a bigger social picture.
Yeah.
This ain't only happening to you and me. It's happening to the world, man. It's happening to all of us.
And it's you know, it really hurts, and it's so funny because like you get older, you start thinking so like when we was young, we had no idea, you know,
Yo,
we just buying
no
cakes and
idea.
making money and just having fun
In the
and
dark.
going out. And now it's like we're kind of playing catch up now.
Right.
We're playing catch up to be like, damn, we got to start owning things and
Because what you were saying, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I got
go
a bad
ahead,
habit,
go ahead,
but
go ahead.
I like what you said earlier, man. We in an instant, we want to change it right now. But check this mentality out. I know that we thinking, man, we want to change it right now. right? But our position. Why do we want to change it? We want to change it for our kids, man.
Yeah.
We want to change it for them. And you know, this whole thing about we're going to change it tomorrow, you know ain't nobody going to change it tomorrow. But check it out. If we start talking about it and we start making moves and not talking about it, our kids will see it, man. Our kids will see it. And so, and that's what Martin was talking about too, right? He had a dream, right?
Yes.
And back on him is like, man, he had hope, man. And he got that hope through faith, man. And at the end of the day, man, Solar Realty, hip hop point of view, we got faith, and we know that our community is gonna change, and we ain't gonna wait for somebody to change it. We're gonna change it ourselves, man. It starts with us.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, indeed. Well, we did make a movement because we did LLC
Good.
our
Right.
our hip hop point
Right.
of view here at headquarters. You know what I'm saying? So
So we own something.
So I was
Yeah.
shout out
We own
to the
things.
block,
We own
Kingsbridge. Check this out though,
Own
man.
us.
The way that I want to help hip hop point of view, the way that, you know, I feel like we could do marketing together. I was talking to Doug, I was talking to E. You know, you guys have your own flow, I got my own flow. Why can't we share custodies, man? Why can't we market to the same people? We do mailings, we do cold calling, right? Who do I gotta call to get on the radio stations, right? We gotta use the same resources we got and leverage each other, right? And so I got a lot of information, I got a lot of contacts, I got a lot of people. I wanna put them on the table, man. That's what the Nehemiah Project is about. Basically, a network that funnels money for different what do we say, incentives, right? And so like we wanna change housing in the Bronx, and we all do business and we take $4, $3 out of each sale and we put it in the pot. But we got 50 businesses doing that. You understand what I'm saying? And then we could say, yo, you know what, we want to buy this property and put a movie theater, or we want to put a shelter, and we own it. We own it. I don't mind beautifying the neighborhood. Gentrification is a good angle at poverty, but the thing is, who's benefiting from that?
Exactly. That's the whole
Ownership.
thing.
Who's the ones that own?
Right.
That's the whole
And
thing.
we preaching ownership today, man. We preaching, man, please stop renting. You making other people rich. If you got to do it for now, that's cool, but hit up Solar Realty, hit up HHPOV, you know what I'm saying? Talk to us, man. We here to help you, man. We want to get you into a home. We want to get you a mortgage that is at a good rate. We want to give you incentive, which means that if you're going to be a first-time home buyer and buy something and you ain't going to have a bank give you no money, you just got had. Had you talked to HHPOV or you talked to Solar Realty, we would have plugged you in. We would have got you some money towards your closing.
Right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
We want to continue to exist.
So man, we gonna invest in each other, man, and it starts with us. HHPOV.com, SolerRealtyNYC.com.
Yes.
We forming an alliance.
Yes.
Shout out to all the other business owners that I know in the Bronx. Enough respect. Adam from Morris.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
BX Bar Club.
BX Bar Club. Yeah,
All
right.
right, that's
And
my
also,
ninja right there.
we got
Waldo.
also, and that's
Waldo.
another thing. He got that, and also, Best has the vans.
Best has the vans.
Going
You know
up
Best
to,
from Concourse.
I know.
He got the vans going, taking
People to go to
parents
jails and
the-
stuff like that.
All right.
To
visit
prisons.
there, to
Yeah,
visit.
yo, man.
So we got to connect on this level, man, and start bringing everybody
Business
we
owners,
know,
property
you know what I'm
owners.
saying? and figure it out, man.
Well, you know, I'll tell you one thing, man. We definitely gonna sit down. We gonna talk about this because we definitely got to build more. Because this is an idea that we have that we got to bring to life.
Let's make it happen, B.
But just tell the people out there how they can reach you, how they get in contact with you.
Yeah.
We about to wrap this up.
Yeah, man. So thanks for having us. SolerRealtyNYC.com is the website. 646-630-6899. That's the cell. The office is 917-710-3528. Shout out to my brother, man, who's my partner, man. Seneca Solar. We've been
Seneca.
holding it down. We started from Harlem. Yo, me and my brother got 2 felonies, and by the grace of God, we still doing what we doing, man. So it's possible for us. It's possible for you guys.
Exactly.
Man. You already know. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Shout out New York City, New Jersey, CT. We love
Last
you.
question: felon or not, you can always get your real estate broker's license, right?
Yo, I got 2 felonies. I'm a real estate broker, man.
Yeah.
Yo, with faith, everything is possible. Let's do it.
There
Bob.
you go.
That's it, man. Point at him. Bang.